The invitation, as usual, is to bring yourself into this dimension of the self, Anahata, which is 12 petals of the lotus and is called the wellspring of love. Anahata is located slightly to the left below the heart and means unhurt, unstuck, and unbeaten. Anahata is unhurt when we are truly feeling with the heart beyond the emotions. And when you get to that place of wholeness, you're no longer personally hurt. In the symbolic picture of Anahata, the 12 petals represents the divine qualities of the heart, which are bliss, peace, harmony, love, understanding, empathy, clarity, purity, unity, compassion, kindness, and forgiveness. There are also 2 star-shaped symbols within Anahata Chakra, which represents the feminine and the masculine qualities that combines in the center. They also represents the union in between the celestial and the earthy energies. The element connected to Anahata is air. The color is green, which is healing, and also pink representing compassion. The gland connected to Anahata is the thymus, which is slightly above our heart. The mantra is Yam, and the scent is touch. The food connected to Anahata are vegetables and fruits, and the Hindu animal is the antelope. The antelope knows the cycles of existence and the mystery of life and death. From this knowledge, she draws the ability to act truthfully and without fear. The antelope puts her own actions always at the service of a higher purpose, which is the good of the community. If you find yourself in a difficult situation, summon the strength of the antelope. She will show you how to trust your inner strength and how to follow your inspiration. The love that Anahata brings into this world is not the same love that we associate with the divine beliefs or religious beliefs. This is very much a human quality of love, the ability to accept, understand somebody else while also respecting and accepting yourself. The body parts connected to Anahata are the heart, the cardiac plexus, lungs, breasts, lymphatic system, the skin, circulatory system, and blood. When Anahata Chakra is not in balance, we could experience high blood pressure, breathing difficulties, asthma, allergies, chest, lungs pain, despair, sadness, sorrow, resentment, denial, greediness, stuckness, ungratefulness, drama, distrust, and uncaring, and detachment. When Anahata is in balance, we may feel or experience harmony, unconditional love, compassion, grace, stillness, oneness, wisdom. We feel connected to our life's purpose, serenity, expansion, trust, balance, connection, and healing. The element of Anahata is air. Air represents freedom and expansion. This means that in this chakra, our consciousness can expand into infinity. The Anahata Chakra is the seat of the divine self, the Atma, the soul, and the seed atom. In the Sacred Heart of Jesus representation, we often see 2 rays radiating from his heart, symbolizing the meeting point of the earthy and celestial energies. In our existence, from reincarnation to reincarnation, we are called to live 144,000 experiences, 144,000 vibrations of prana. Each of these experiences has a specific color vibration. When we have lived them all, we will finally integrate the 144,000 colors of the soul within us, integrating the 144,000 aspects of existence within us. So I'm going to start explaining what a nadi is. A nadi is a channel or vein where the energy flows in. It's the counterpart of the physical veins of the body on an energy level, the diagonals or crusaders nadis. are always working because they are part of the survival mechanism of our existence. Even if we're not aware of things, they work. Sometimes because we are overwhelmed by feelings, emotions, or there's too much happening all at once and we are not able to completely elaborate, digest whatever is happening, these nadis get clogged, stuck, or there's a lot of energy stagnation and the chest gets very tight. This is because all the energetic toxins that we don't expel get stuck into these nadis. We also feel confused about ourselves and we get maybe stuck in some thoughts or feelings or beliefs, questioning myself to the point that I lose myself into doubts. I get stuck in my own worlds of feelings and I detach from what actually is. I lose objectivity. These two nadis are completely different from each other. So I'm going to start with the flail, the whip, which is the left nadi and is connected to the liver, left shoulder. This nadi is called the whip because it's connected to criticism, how much we judge ourselves and others, how much rigidity we have in our lives towards ourselves, towards others. Is the nadis of discernment, fairness, constructive criticism. When this nadi is in balance, it helps us to see the details of a situation in a rational and objective way. When it's out of balance, we may have a tendency of becoming very fussy, hypercritical, very rigid, very severe, and a tendency to see only the negative aspects within people, within ourselves, losing the ability to observe objectively. Everything is negative. Everything we do is wrong. When the right nadi, which is the right shoulder and the spleen, also called the pastoral, is the nadis of calmness, understanding, compassion. It's the nadi of healers and therapists. They always see the good. Everything is good. Everything is perfect. Everything is love. This is another extreme because we shouldn't lose objectivity. There's not just positivity. There's not just good things. Not everything is always great. And when this nadi is in balance, it helps us to moderate, to smooth the edges of a situation and ourselves. It's pretty much the peacemaker. When it's not in balance, there's a tendency of being too naive, excess goodness, excess at being available towards other people, putting others' needs first, wanting to please. This is also the nadi of the pleaser. And then, of course, you feel disappointed when people come out as different as you thought. When you see only the good or the bad, especially when you just see the good in somebody, you don't want to see also the other parts, then we get disappointed because we create an image of somebody that is not realistic. We want to force something that is not the truth, and then we blame the other person. But really, what do we really want to see of somebody? Are we looking at 360 degrees, or are we just looking at the things that we want to see? And also of ourselves. Are we just looking at the things we want to see of ourselves? Are we looking at the full picture? When you feel you are swinging from one side to the other side, this exercise is very good because it helps to bring yourself back into the middle and also help the heart to release and to let go. It really helps to rebalance these very important nadis and to also move to another level of consciousness and understanding, which is the level of the heart. We can access to that level when we are able to objectively see the truth, which is your own truth, of course, is what is truthful to who you are. We're going to start exploring the hook and the flail, placing the hands and the arms in specific positions. In the first part of the exercise, we are going to place the right hand on the left shoulder. The elbow needs to point at the liver. It will naturally do it. So don't worry if it doesn't touch exactly the liver. Connecting with the nadi that the Egyptian used to call the flail. And then we are going to rest the hand down and do exactly the same thing with the other hand, touching the right shoulder. And connecting with the nadi that the Egyptian used to call the pastoral And then we are going to place both arms, left and right, on top and create an X that meets in the middle on our heart. If you feel uncomfortable at any time, go back to your normal breathing. Just make sure you are in a nice, comfortable place. And once again, just bring your awareness to the rhythm of your breath. Without changing anything, without judging. There is no right or wrong way to breathe. Just welcome your breath as it comes. And allow yourself to connect with this moment more and more. Taking your time to penetrate into this moment more and more as it is. Becoming completely aware of anything happening in your senses, in your physical perceptions, in your mind, in your energy field. And connect with my voice, becoming aware of my voice guiding you through this exercise, through this self-exploration. And you can also visualize a luminous circle of light all around you. Like you're just sitting in the middle of a luminous circle of light, which is your sacred space. Is a space in which you are protected. And become completely aware of how your body is feeling right now. And in your own time, you can place your right hand on your left shoulder. The forearm touches the body and the elbow is pointing at the liver. We are now connecting with the nadi that the Egyptian used to call the flail. Don't expect anything in specific to happen. Simply feel the body and pay attention to any subtle and physical changes. Allowing the body to assume whatever posture it wants to assume. Seeing if you can feel the flow of energy within this nadi. And if nothing is happening, it's also okay. And from this position, I'm going to ask you to place yourself in front of yourself, like you are looking at yourself right now in front of you. And while you're looking at yourself from your inner eyes, What is the first thing that you notice? Do you see yourself clearly? Is it blurred, or you can't see yourself at all? Maybe you can see specific details of yourself. And also pay attention if there are specific feelings or thoughts, emotions that are arising right now. And allow things to happen without trying to control or to explain with your head your feelings. Just feel them as they come. And also become aware of any activity under your hand, under your arm. If it's very active, or if this part of your body is not active at all, if it hurts, if it's tense, if you feel uncomfortable, or if it's just okay, you just feel this part of the self is balanced. And just take a picture, whatever is there. And now we are going to allow the arm to relax. And we can put the arm again down, taking a deep breath in. And notice if there are any difference from when you started this exercise. And now we can place our left hand on the right shoulder. And take your time to feel any movement, if there's any difference in between the left and the right side of the body. And allow yourself to appear again in front of your inner eyes. Do you see yourself in the same way? There's maybe different things coming up for you. Can you see yourself clearly, or maybe you just see some parts of the self? What is happening within the body by staying in this position for a while? Do you perceive any activity underneath your hand? Maybe some tensions or discomfort? maybe some emotions or feelings or thoughts. And just notice what's there for you. Allowing the body to speak to you. And once again, when you feel to, you can let this hand and arm relax. And just notice if anything has changed. Or maybe it's the same of before. And now we are going to place both arms and hands on the shoulders, starting with the left hand, touching the right shoulder, and the right hand touching the left shoulder, creating an X. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. And you can visualize yourself once again in front of yourself. What is the first things that you notice now? How does it make you feel being in this position? What is the movement underneath your arms and hands? What can you notice now? And now in your own time, you can reconnect with your breath, becoming aware of the sounds around you. And allow these nadis to do what they need to do. You can also yawn, you can stretch, move a little. You can put your hands down and relax. And when you're ready, you can come back completely into the room. And you can also write down if you have felt something, if you feel there's something that is important to remember. From the 9 Steps by Annie and Daniel, which I really love because it's about the soul that is about to be born into a human body. Bring peace into your heart, and you will bring peace also to your body. Bring peace to those who will welcome you, and you will bring it to your heart. Stop being like scorpions that sting themselves with their own sting. Walk through the fire of forgiveness. You are gathered here because you have traveled a certain path that allows you not only to listen to these things, but to understand them. You are gathered here because you are preparing to own a body of which you will be able to hold the reins a little better than before. And now that you have firmly anchored in you the will not to be dominated by passions, every time you dive into your mother's womb, life from now on will ask you to say no to the tsunami of the ego. But this, it is necessary that when your eyes will open to finally see the true Son of Man, they can reflect forever the will of the stars of 1,000 times more powerful. Let these last words be flowers that remain still in the heart of each of us. And see if you can remain connected to your heart as much as possible, allowing your heart to speak when it needs to. And in your own time, reconnecting with the physical sensations, with your surroundings. Taking a deep breath in, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes.